Hey guys, in this video I'm getting a platinum trophy in Dark Souls 2. And first of all I gotta say, f these guys as well, these women, or whatever they are, and also these statues. Alright, anyway, now that that's out of the way, to get the platinum you need to complete the game, obviously, but you also need to do a lot of the NPC quest lines. You gotta find all the covenants. But most importantly, you gotta get every spell, miracle, pyromancy, and hex. This is where most of the work's gonna come in, because a lot of those are from covenants, trading boss souls, the DLC, and some of them you even gotta get to New Game Plus Plus, so that's great. The first thing we do in this game is we actually meet some friendly NPCs, which is interesting, and they let us make our character, which gives us our very first trophy. As you can see, my character looks amazing, and just like me. I admire my character a little bit too much here and I actually fall off the bridge, but it's not all bad, because that gives us our second trophy for dying. After a little tutorial about torch mechanics, we end up in Majula. I really like this town. It kind of gave you the idea that this is a much brighter game than Dark Souls 1. It's much more lively and everything. Right next to this COVID statistic is the guy who gives us the first covenant, and we get a trophy for that. And like a lot of people in this game, he talks way too much. I explore Magia a little bit more. I can't wait to make friends with all these little idiots. And I can't wait to go down there. I end up going the wrong way through this church. It's the wrong way if you don't know what you're doing, like I did. Because I ended up just getting to the boss and dying. So I went back and I went the right way to the Forest of Giants. I didn't really see much giants yet, but I did quite like this castle with all the hollows in it. It makes me kind of wonder if the hollows have like a job here or what. Like, I don't know how hollow society works. This guy here, Pate, we actually don't need to do his quest line, which is just as well because I messed it up. I didn't see him again after this. Then we get to the first boss, or the first boss I can actually defeat, and I finally met a giant. I guess they're fallen giants because this castle got built by the humans and they killed them all, or something like that. This boss was quite easy to me because I had also only just platinumed Dark Souls 1, so I was already really in the Dark Souls mindset. So he went down very easy. And this is one of the couple of bosses that actually gives you the trophy when you defeat it. The key that dropped from it, you could explore the rest of the castle and you could get to this boss here, but I definitely wasn't ready for this one, so he killed me. So I went back and got revenge on Dragon Rider, who went down really easy this time. Since I was playing blind, I didn't know where that woman ended up, so instead of going to Huntsman's Copse, or whatever it is, I went this way. I'm quite proud of myself for reading that item and knowing what to do with it, because that kind of intelligence is quite rare from me. We give this woman a change of clothes, and in return she gives us a trophy. Up in the Shaded Woods, I died quite a lot, but eventually I got to Vengar, who gives us another trophy and also a very cool helmet. In the Shaded Woods, I died a lot more times, mostly to these enemies that you can't even target. They were very annoying. I could have used my humanity, but I was playing blind. I didn't really know what was going on with that, so that was my bad. But I went back and explored. I kept looking for new ways to go until I found this way to Booty Bay, or whatever it's called. What is it called? Oh, apparently it's Dead Man's Wharf, not Booty Bay, but it has pirates and Vikings. This is where we meet Lucatiel, I think is how they pronounce it. And we need to keep talking to her to get the trophy at the end of her questline. Then we ring this bell, which brings in the pirate ship, and we can go down there and do the boss now. Actually, maybe they're not pirates at all, but I think they're pirates. I'm not really sure. They're Viking pirates. We also met this dwarf named Gavlan. I don't actually think we needed him for any trophies, but he's a cool guy anyway. I learned from Dark Souls 1 you should always use the summon signs, because they make the bosses really easy, so I did that. And it's just as well because actually for a lot of the quest lines you need to bring them into bosses, else they won't show up again. I think that's what I messed up with Pate. I did a little experiment here and I saw how much damage they'd actually do on their own, and they pretty much almost killed it, but I just got impatient and killed it at the end. So these two could have easily soloed this boss. Then we steal the boat and we go to the Lost Bastille, or Lost Bastille, or something. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. But as soon as I got to the bonfire, I thought I could probably beat the pursuer at this point. I was looking for the shades, but actually there's only one shade you can bring into here. Right, come on Ruined Alphys, we can do it. What really helped with this boss, other than having the NPC summon, is that I figured out why my health was so low. Like, I just figured out the hollowing mechanic. And this boss went down pretty easy after that. Although, funnily enough, right after this, we just go straight back to Hollow Bastion, which is where I already was. Except it's a different entrance. Here we meet Lucatiel again, and behind this stone branch door is one of the most annoying parts of the game. At least so far, actually. Compared to stuff later, it's not too bad. But I died a lot to these people, until eventually I just gave up and I went somewhere else. If I knew what I was doing, I would have went to Huntsman's Copse at this point, but I still didn't even know about that place. So instead, I went back to the Shaded Ruins. I summoned Bradley, and me, Bradley, and this greatsword dispatched this boss pretty easily actually. I still don't know what was up with this. There's also like a lobster person somewhere else. I don't know what's up with these crustacean people. We got through here into wherever this was. It's called the Doors of Pharos. And this is where the Gavlan species lives. And there was also some stairs with a very rude message on them, mocking me. But that's okay. Brightstone Cove Saldora, which took me like 10 times to say. This boss was really easy. We summoned Benhart, which is a guy. His Moonlight Sword is fake, by the way, if you didn't know the lore about that. So that's interesting. This next part down here was really annoying. I kept dying to the spiders and the mages. I didn't even have any business down here, which I didn't know at the time. I thought this is where I was meant to go. This message here told me how to get to the bonfire down there. I don't know if this is an actual shortcut or like a glitch, but I'm thankful for that anyway. I died here a few more times before giving up, which was kind of becoming the routine at this point. I'd get to a new area, I'd die loads, and I'd go back and find the right area, which I was meant to go to. So eventually I did realise that this woman came back here and I could actually get to Huntsman's Copse. This edgy guy sold us some stuff, but we didn't need any of it right yet. This area was way easier than I thought because I was probably meant to come here earlier. This was my favourite looking area in the game. It was way more open than the forest in Dark Souls 1. And it was a lot less annoying as well, actually. Me and this NPC called Creighton defeated this next boss. This was another ads boss, which I don't know why this game loves these ad bosses. This might have been really difficult if I came here earlier, but they all died in like one hit anyway, so it was fine. In Harvest Valley we found a blacksmith's daughter, Cholan or whatever, something like that. Shoan. She's got dementia and she also has stupid hair. This is the poison area of the game, or at least like the first part of it. It gave me high hopes because this poison area wasn't actually that annoying. It looks fun, looks like a Mario 64 level, but it does get worse. Wow, they're kind of hot. Wow, it's him. I'm not sure why Gavlan is here as well, but he is anyway. Oh wow. It's actually, oh my god, it's actually it's Soler's thing. Soler's Covenant gave us another trophy. I did look everywhere for Soler, but he's not actually in this game, unfortunately. We found Lucatiel again here, and then we have to fight the slug boss, but as far as I could find, there wasn't any NPC summons for him. But he was very easy, so that was okay. This next area though, this area was hell. Mostly because of these annoying guys, they're called mannequins or something like that. They can really go to hell because, first of all, they're too fast, they do these annoying combos, there's too many of them, and they're just all around annoying. Oh yeah, also there was a mimic there, so I got ate by that. And this is also where I discovered illusionary walls. I just saw some... What the fuck? What the hell? You press X. You press X on it. I thought you had to hit them, like in every single other game that I've played like this. But anyway, this poison boss, Mitha, whatever, she was too strong for me right now, and I just really wanted to leave this hell. This is the only area that made me actually take a break. So I came back to Lost Bastion, because this place did not seem as annoying now that I've tasted real annoyance. There was another easy boss fight here, especially easy thanks to the summons. Then after this one was done, I explored a bit and leveled up my weapon to 10, which gave me another trophy. And I thought I should probably go back to Mitha and just try my best to kill her, because I really wanted to get that one out of the way. This is another player. I was so desperate to get done with this area, I even summoned another player. Although, they were very nice, but they didn't really help me that much. Has been vanquished. Oh my god. I'm gonna do it. No. Even though his body perished, his soul lived on and helped me beat Mitha. I told you we're gonna do it. Iron Keep was kind of bad as well. It wasn't as bad as Earthen Peak, but we didn't go here anyway. We went back to Majula and we found this NPC over here. I'm pretty sure this guy is just autistic and his special interest is ladders or something like that. But anyway, we pay him some souls and he lets us go down the ladder into the well. Oh, you son of... what the fuck? It's still really dangerous and actually died a few times just getting down. But eventually we find our way to the entrance to, what's it called? The Gulch, something like that. Kind of reminds me of Elden Ring, because there's a well in Elden Ring as well. It was really fun exploring this bit, because I really wanted to find out what was at the bottom, and it got really interesting. Even though this area has these annoying fuck you statues, I still like this area, probably one of my favorites in the game. Would have been nice if there was some friendly NPCs down here, because it feels like there would be, but I don't know. Again, I don't know how the Hollow Societies work, if this is just a town full of the zombies or what. Eventually we get through to the Gulch. Oh, I called it the Gulch earlier. Actually, this place is a gutter. This here is the Gulch. Look who it is. She's going hollow. This place does look really cool, but these fucking statues are so annoying. These shadow enemies are cool though, they remind me of Persona. It's also a really short area, it's just kind of like two little areas, then these red guys spawn, and you get to the boss, which is really cool. Probably my favorite boss in this game, I gotta say. Oh my god. I think this guy is, well, it's actually a load of guys put together, but he or they is responsible for these annoying statues, so I'm mad at them for that. With these two summons, he went down really easy. His attacks were very predictable as well. You just kind of roll around him. But anyway, once he was dead, we got the trophy for lighting the bonfire after him. And turns out that's one of the 4 major bosses we got killed to get further in the game. Next thing I did was go to Iron Keep, where I died a bunch of times and realized I was too low level, as is tradition. Then I went back to Majula and ended up getting this trophy for buying all of Gillian's ladders. While looking for the next place I was meant to go, I ended up finding the Bellringer Covenant, and I got the trophy for that. And these little bell goblins are guarding this boss, for some reason. But behind this boss there was just a dead end. So I went back and explored the doors of Pharos for a bit, until I found this giant rat boss. And then behind the giant rat boss there was a little rat who let me join the Rat Covenant. I did a little bit more exploring, I found the rest of Vengal. Turns out his head just rolled down here, so, you know. He wasn't that far away from his body all along, he could just walk down and picked himself back up. I found this lobster, and it seems like the only point of him in the whole game is to just give you a gesture. Or a gesture, I don't know, but we needed that for the trophy anyway. Then we find my favourite NPC in the entire game. And they're actually from the Painted World of Dark Souls 1, by the way. I remember farming them for a trophy. Wow, she's beautiful. Whoa, look at that. This is where I was supposed to go in Brightstone Silver, blah blah blah, whatever it is. But through here there's a boss that we needed to kill. Once you get past all the spiders, that is. And it's actually a spider boss. Apparently it's meant to be the dragon, the scaleless thief, or whatever, from Dark Souls 1. I don't know where I read that, I just read it on the wiki or something. And I don't see how it is, that's okay. Then after that boss we get another Primal Bonfire trophy. So there's only 2 more and then we get to the castle. And the bird lady, by the way, sells us stuff with boss souls. Back to the Lost Bastille and we find another vendor guy. He's important for the trophies because he sells loads of spells and hexes and all those kind of things that we need. Then just past him, there's another boss that will give us another Primal Bonfire when we defeat it. This boss was really easy actually, thanks to the fact that I made the NPC summons do all the work. Anyway, for lighting that bonfire we got another trophy. Iron Keep seemed like the only place I had left, so we had to go there. It was a lot less stressful this time, but these enemies are still fucking annoying. They're just too fast, and strong for how fast they are. Lucitile helped me with this next boss, the Smelter Demon. It went down pretty easy. I ran through this area, I didn't even try to clear it all out and get all the treasure. Then we got to the Old Iron King. I think the game got a lot easier for me at this point, just because I got so used to how the greatsword works, and it was quite overpowered. Instead of getting the trophy at first, we got jump scared by this, I don't even know what to call it, a tentacle fire monster. And I thought it was going to kill us, but it didn't. It just kind of talked our ear off. Now that we had all 4 of those boss souls, we could go through these guys in the Shaded Woods and get to the Shrine of Winter, which lets us through now. This is where I got stuck last time. This place up here is Draglik something castle. For some reason the Herald is not talking to us, I think we made her angry. But here we are, the castle. Hooray. This castle has all kinds of annoying nonsense in it, I don't know what this room is all about. But once we get past it, we find the Queen, who tells us some nonsense words, but basically tells us to visit Vendrick. Let's go. Boss time. Dragon Rider. He's easy. Oh, 2 Dragon Riders. Another easy peasy boss here. But then after this boss, I did get stuck for like half an hour and I had to Google it, and apparently you have to do this. You have to bring the enemies over here and kill them here, and then that giant will open the door. I don't know, that was kind of annoying. But that's more just because I'm stupid. Past here is another easy peasy boss. I was kind of getting a little disappointed why the bosses were getting so easy. But then again, I was using summons and a really good weapon, so I guess I made it easy for myself. Got a trophy for killing him there. And then we end up in what is definitely 100% the worst area in the game. Audible. What makes the area so annoying is those mages there. They fire these magic bolts at you constantly, which wouldn't be so bad on its own, but you've also got to fight melee stuff at the same time, so it's ridiculous. It's really unfair. I died here like 20 times, probably. At least the boss at the end was easy and I killed it first try, else I don't know what I would do. Past there's the Undead Crypt where we get jump scared again by this annoying fire tentacle guy. I tell him yes to something just to get him to go away, and I don't know what I signed up for, so whoopsie daisies. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. I found this place where all these goths hang out. They're scared of the light, so don't bring them torches. There's some Grim Reaper people here, but overall this area isn't too bad. This boss at the end, I suppose he's like guarding Vendrick or something. He was kinda easy, especially with the summons once again. I know I say that every time, but I don't know what else to say. What is that? Is that him? Vendrick didn't really seem in the mood to talk, so we just kinda took his ring and we went off. Alright, nice to meet you, Vendrick. Thanks for the ring and the trophy. Now that we had his ring, we could go to these doors and open them. This one goes to Aldia's Keep, where I don't know how the hell Lucatile got in, but she's not feeling too good. She gives us her stuff and we get another trophy for that. This place is where one of these NPCs lives that's gonna do an assassin quest line. Don't you dare and then hurrah for life, okay?
Well, you're nicely hollowed, aren't you?
Excuse me? And past me was smart, we actually did not do this. No. Wow, good boy. I sprinted through this area as well, I didn't get all the treasure or anything. I don't know why, I just felt like doing it fast. We got to the dragon boss that luckily I killed first time, so I didn't have to backtrack through that hallway. When we get to the dragon area, we speak to this lady again, the herald. She gives us an aged feather, it's like a homeward bone that we can use over and over. Thank you. On we go over the Shrek Bridge, and she said the dragons welcome us, but these people definitely did not welcome me. They were trying to kill me. I don't know if I messed up, like I didn't have an item or something, because they were all trying to kill me, but they wouldn't come past here to the big dragon. I guess they were scared of him. Dragon, can you tell your people to bugger off? Ashen Mist Heart, alright? He gives us our item, and what that does, we can go inside these trees, and we go into their memory because they are giants after all this time. I actually thought they were just trees. These areas with the little war bits, with the giants versus the armies, were really cool. I don't know who's meant to be the good guys, I wasn't really paying too much attention when I should have been. This next boss fight is really cool because I'm pretty sure that this one here is the one that we fight as the first boss, but obviously this is how strong he used to be, and when we fought him he was already very weak and he was hollow. In another one of these memory places we talked to this guy, and I don't know who he is, but he gave us a trophy, so thank you, Lord Drummond. Thank you. This one had Ben Hart in it. Don't know what he was doing here. And again, I didn't know whose side I was supposed to be on. They were all trying to kill me, so I just killed everybody. I was a free agent. I'm not on either side. Once we had the 4 giant souls, we could kill Vendrick. Or Vendrick. Was I calling him Vendrick? Anyway, he had a lot of health, even when I had all 4 of the giant souls. Because how it works is, I think he just takes more damage the more souls you have. So he was like difficult and hard because he would kill you in 1 hit pretty much, or like 2 hits. But he had tons of health. That was a real challenge. Anyway, we got the trophy for killing him. And then here he is in the little memory thing. This is what he looked like when he was not a hollow zombie.
Seeker of fire.
And he's to do with the DLC, I don't really know. So we didn't need to do anything with him at this time. We are finally ready to fight the final boss behind this door. But before that, we meet the Emerald Herald again. And it turns out her name isn't Emerald Herald, it's Shantoto or whatever, Shanalot. So I don't appreciate being catfished by her about her name.
The dragon gave me this name.
It's a really long run back to the boss. No enemies, but still, it's a long, long way. This is sped up 3 times, just to give you an example. First we had to kill the Throne Watchers, who, I don't know who these are, but they're a man and a woman, so that's interesting. I don't know if they're meant to be the king or queen, because I thought Vendrick was the king, the other lady was the queen. I don't know. Maybe they're seat warmers instead of throne watchers. Next up we have the real final boss. It's Queen Nashandra. And interesting thing about her, she's the woman we saw earlier who was a human. So I don't know what she's doing now. The fight was actually really easy. I think it was meant to be harder because there was those things all around, but I just ignored them and kind of battered her till she died. And also, apparently I did the requirements for the secret ending, which we had to kill Aldia, who was his tentacles. Turns out it wasn't tentacles, it's just a tree that's on fire. I actually did die to this guy a few times, but eventually we got him down, and I did a bit of a mistake here because I unlocked the secret ending, but I just did the normal ending instead, because I didn't know you had to go backwards to get the secret ending. I looked the secret ending up on YouTube, it is very cool, you should look at it as well. After that there was 15 minutes of unskippable credits, so I did what I could with memorizing these names, but I couldn't do it, it's too difficult. I don't know what they expect. And then once the credits were over, we get the trophy for the heir, which is seeing the ending. Although, trophy-wise, we are far from done. Mostly it's the spells and all that, but there's also a few covenants and NPC stuff that we gotta do. Turns out I completely missed this map guy called Kale. He was in the very first area of the game. But anyway, once I got him, I got this trophy for getting everyone at Magula, and also apparently I'd already completed his subquest for lighting torches or something. I don't really know, but I'd already done it. Last of the NPC trophies was from this blacksmith in Los Bastille. I decided to do the DLC, and I'm gonna be honest, I did not like the DLC areas very much. Like, they looked okay and everything, but getting through them, the enemies were really annoying. There was some annoying stuff you had to work out. I ended up just looking up guides. I'd already done the game, so I wasn't playing blind anymore. I did the bosses anyway. Originally, I wanted to do all the bosses in the game and everything, but I'm just gonna be honest, I couldn't be arsed. I did do the main bosses in each DLC though, just because. At least I did that. I just didn't do all the extras. The Iron King DLC, the fire area, this one took the longest time because you had to find all 12 of these fire things in order to get a pyromancy that we obviously need for the pyromancy trophy. One thing I did like about this level is these little barrel people. They're really cute, and you can make them explode to kill some of the harder enemies. Visions of Women. Oh my goodness. This boss here, the Fume Knight, he is one of the hardest bosses in the game. The only one I died more to is one we're gonna meet in a minute. But this one just took a lot of tries. I think it probably took me like 10 tries, something like that. Like 10 good tries. When you get his health down low enough, his sword turns glowing like this. But actually, he's easier like this because he only uses one weapon instead of two. Oh yeah, by the way, the whole point of these DLCs is to get these free crowns, and they do something cool. That's all I'm going to tell you for now. Next up, to even get to Sir Alon, we had to get past the worst area of the game, for running back to a boss anyway. This is what made me give up for a little while and do the other DLC first, because not only was this boss really hard, it was more the problem of getting back to him every time he died. The Ivory King DLC helped me cool down a lot, if you know what I mean, because it was so cold. At this point, I think after the fire area and the poison DLC, my brain was too mush because I actually don't remember too much about what I even played in this DLC. The second boss you encounter kinda early, but as it turns out, it's actually pretty impossible to do unless you get 3 more of these night people to help you. I think you could probably brute force it if you were really good, but I'm not, so I needed to go through the rest of the areas and get 3 more of them, which wasn't too bad because I actually kind of like this area. There's a funny enemy here. Beware of giant butthole. Manhead's a liar. I never ended up killing this guy because he just runs away every time you hit him. But it's probably for the best because he seemed alright. These are the people we needed to recruit. There was 3 more of them. Or 2 more now that I'd found one. And also I thought this part was funny because I don't think snowballs actually work like that. Once we had our little army, we could do this boss. He wasn't too difficult. He did have a lot of health though. And plus I did have 2 summons, which helped. When we got his crown too, we can actually go back to Vendrick and he will enchant the crowns and they give him a very special power, which means we can never become hollow again. As long as we wear them anyway. Wow. Oh no, I'm too fat. It's glitching the whole thing. I did actually try to do all the bosses anyway, but I gave up because fuck this area. It was so awful. Before attempting Sir Alan again, I did some clean up, I had some more covenants to get. This guy is cosplaying, what's his name? Einstein from the first game. And there's no Smaug for some reason. Then we got almost the last Covenant trophy. This guy is the Blue Sensuals. Then this one in Huntsman Corps is the Red Sensuals. I'm only joking, it's like the Blood something. Blood Clan. Now good luck to me because this is actually, for me it's a difficult boss. There was also this boss here that you need to kill for the the Abysmal Covenant. It was actually kind of difficult, but it wasn't too bad. It probably would have been a lot worse, but I did leave it to almost the end, so I was quite high level. And there's a trophy for getting a rank 3 Covenant, which is the Abysmal one, which we needed to do for a spell anyway, so this is the best one to do it with. Now the only thing I really had to do left is to finally kill Sir Alon. I actually cleared out this whole bit before him, which turned out to be a really clever decision because I died to him like 20 times. If I had to run back through all those enemies every time, I don't know what I would have done. This fight was weird because it felt like it should be easy, it was very predictable, but for some reason I just couldn't do it, until I eventually did, of course. Something else we had to do for a miracle is to kill this lady because apparently she's evil, which that's the first I heard about. I don't know how exactly she's evil, but she had to die. Then next on my to-do list was to get the dragon egg from the dragon shrine, from the dragon mountain place, and give it to this guy, and that's that covenant, the dragon one. I was only missing one gesture from this guy, and then I had that trophy as well. And then the last covenant, which is actually, I could have got this as the first covenant, but it's this one. Because we're about to do some farming, and we needed to join this one anyway. We needed to farm sunlight medals, which drop from these guys, so we can give him to the Solar Shrine and get a spell from him. I think it's a miracle, yeah. Farming this took about 2 hours maybe. I was just watching films and YouTubes. After giving 30 sunlight medals, one at a time by the way, we finally got Sunlight Spear, which is what we needed from that grind. The next grind, thankfully there was only 2 grind parts in this game, is killing this guy who doesn't appear all of the time. He has like a 10% spawn rate, which was kind of annoying, but it just took another couple hours. Wasn't that big deal. This is so we could level up the Bell Covenant and get a spell called Hidden Weapon. Now I was all ready for my second playthrough, but before I did that I just wanted to kill everybody, because that's what you have to do before you start a new game plus. All I had to do on New Game Plus is buy some spells that I couldn't buy on the first game, because some of the bosses drop different souls, like this old Pale Drake and whatever. But on New Game Plus Plus, instead of doing the whole game again, I decided it would probably be faster to just farm the Rotten. I think, how many times? A whole bunch of times to get 3 million soul memory, so I could open a Shrine of Winter, then buy the final Hex and the final Pyromancy from this guy here. And then I was done.
So he should have different spell. There we go, look at this. This should be all Pyromancies. Good, good. And now these two should give me all Miracles. If not, then I've messed up. Yay! There we go. There's a Platinum. Yippee. Wow. I love it. It's the same name as the Dark Souls 1.